Amazon is no longer going to be offering prep services for US FBA stores. So, as of yesterday, July 28th, 2025, Amazon announced starting January 1st, 2026, will no longer offer prep and item labeling service for fulfillment by Amazon. They continue to say this includes AWT, it includes Amazon Global Logistics, Amazon Send, Supply Chain Portal, so on and so forth. So, this is kind of a pretty big deal, in my opinion, when it comes to a change that Amazon has made, as this was one of the first crucial aspects back in the day when Amazon actually released FBA into the world, because it allowed people to basically just have a product, send it somewhere, and sell it all at the same time. And it really is what set Amazon apart compared to other marketplaces at the time, especially most notably something like eBay, where you didn't have this option. You had to either do it yourself or you had to go through a supply chain of some kind with a 3PL and a service provider. But Amazon was that all in one. You could send your product, you could get your product labeled, you could get prepped with whatever type of prep material you needed, and you could all have it shipped from one nice, neat little location. Well, not anymore, as they have seen the vast majority of Amazon sellers now handle their own packaging, including prep and item labeling, either on their own through their manufacturing partners or through third party service providers, which allows FBA to focus on providing faster, more efficient fulfillment center operations. Now, anyone that actually thinks Amazon is going to somehow get more efficient with their fulfillment centers due to a change like this is probably fooling themselves. We all know at this point in time that Amazon is just historically and low at all times. They are slow, slow, slow whenever they are going through any type of process, whether that's receiving, whether that is, yes, labeling the products, or anything in between. I don't think this is going to make them faster in any way, shape, or form, unfortunately, just because, again, this seems to their own merit to be the vast majority of people aren't doing this. So I don't know why taking away something that the vast majority of people aren't doing would make them faster or more efficient in any capacity. So I am hesitant to believe that this will actually make FBA more efficient, especially in recent times, as we've been hearing record amounts of people talking about how receiving inventory into AWD and FBA is taking 30, 60, 90 plus days to actually receive. And at that same time, they're getting so many units that are just going missing. So, how are they going to help us transition smoothly? Well, you have two options pretty much. Do it yourself. Okay, so you can prep your products yourself for FBA. You can use a service provider. You may work with your own preferred provider or leverage the third-party service providers we have vetted for you. To review our vetted providers, go to FBA Prep Providers. Okay, so basically when they say we'll help you transition, they basically mean either get it or don't. So with that, they also obviously still have their SIPP, the ships and product packaging, but they do say for shipments created before January 1st, we'll continue to provide prep and item labeling services, even if inventory arrives after that date. Now, I find this to be exceptionally funny just from the aspect that I have talked to several sellers within the last couple of weeks who needed to have their items relabeled for some reason or another, whether it's a wrong label on the item or they just have an issue with inside their FBA. And getting through seller support and actually talking to them about item labeling in any capacity whatsoever seems essentially impossible to do. In fact, one of the things that's really funny is on a post by Kayvon, if we look over here. So Kayvon brought this out as well. And Jared down here says, does this mean will they stop incorrectly relabeling my products to the wrong size? So this is a problem, and Amazon is already just not the best at this exact area, as we have already seen. But I may be hoping that them getting rid of it as a whole will actually make this entire process a little bit more smooth, so they won't actually touch people's products. I'm hesitant to believe that's the case, but I guess we will see. Furthermore, they do say that shipments created after January 1st that arrive without proper prep and item labeling won't be eligible for reimbursement if damaged or untraceable. This is the part that I am worried about. Primarily speaking, looking at this from the aspect of having been on Amazon for years at this point in time, Amazon loses your items all the time, whether or not they are correctly labeled or not. So, them saying that any item that arrives without proper prep or item labeling will be marked ineligible for reimbursement, that to me says that they're trying to skirt around the aspect of them losing items at the time of receiving all the time. So I'm very hesitant to believe that this is a change for the good in that capacity, especially knowing how many people just lose items. Typically speaking, it's between 1 and 5% of entire shipments are usually lost during the shipping process to FBA. Well, I should say shipping and receiving. So seeing this, I am exceptionally hesitant to believe that that's going to be a good change and that Amazon is actually going to continue having the same level of reimbursements that they have in the past. To me, this sounds a little bit more like they are looking for a loophole to not have to pay you as much for inventory received. They can simply just say, sorry, they didn't have the correct label on it, and so therefore we can't relabel it for you anymore as of January 1st, and we are not going to reimburse you for this product. Oh, and by the way, we also lost it in a random fire of some kind that we're not telling you about. So you are out of luck of that $10,000 worth of inventory that you received. That's my own suspicion of something that will happen here in the very near future. And when it does, I'm sure I will be talking about it on a video just like this one. But in the meantime, if you are somebody who is using Amazon for your labeling and prep services, I personally wouldn't at this point in time. I think the one thing that this has been used for, the majority in the past, has just been new sellers, which, historically speaking, I do think this will probably have a little bit of an impact on the learning curve for Amazon. Again, it was one of the great things about Amazon being able to just get in there and then just immediately send your items in, get them labeled, get sold, and have them all prepped and shipped all at one place. That was one of the allures of Amazon back in the day. I think it still is to new sellers at this point in time. So I'm expecting that this type of change will have a little bit of a learning curve for newer sellers and how they can actually start to find new providers and how they can get their products labeled or how they can just label them themselves. So I guess we'll see how that will shake out over time. But all that being said, I think overall this isn't going to have a drastic impact in any way, shape, or form on Amazon. I think the most drastic ones are going to be they're saying they're going to be faster, more efficient. They won't because it's Amazon. And they're also saying that you're not getting reimbursed for any items that go, lost, damaged, or are untraceable because of labeling issues, which I think is going to turn into a very, very big issue, given the idea that, again, between 1 and 5% of most shipments goes lost as is, and Amazon has to reimburse it. So I really hope this isn't a little loophole caveat for them to just continue doing that without having to reimburse you.